Welcome back to the Traders Network. I'm Michael Yorba, your host. Thanks for joining us. We're also streaming to you live on yorbamedia.com. All right, this segment I've got Michael Stern, Creative Director of Stonehenge. It's a real estate company, and Elise is going to be dialing him. Call the second number, Elise, and getting him on the show with us. He's going to tell us all about what these people do. They are builders of and I guess developers of very high-end real estate in a variety of places. Park Avenue is one of them in New York. And they're introduced to us by Matt Bird. Monk Media brought him into the fold so that we could bring him in and talk to him. They've hit some huge strides and success this year. Michael, welcome to the show. Thanks for showing up.
Thank you.
All right, my pleasure. Let me step back a little bit. Give us a little feeling for you, and then bring us into Stonehenge and what about Stonehenge and some of the milestones that you've covered this year in 2013 or last year in 2013.
Excellent. Well, a little bit about me is I am passionate about bringing people together and recreating the innate desire to know your neighbor and to feel the healing effects of a positive community. And I have come from the event business, creating all kinds of events around the world, and then I've been with the real estate company Stonehenge for 10 years with the mission of differentiating ourselves from other property owners and property managers to share our passion for parenting our community and for making sure our tenants know who each other is, and that it's not by chance that they live next door to somebody or in the same vertical building as other people. And there's a reason, and that smiling at people, meeting people at home is a benefit and de-stressing way of living.
It certainly is. I would imagine, because in New York, it's kind of like I'm in my own little world until I get to my job, and don't bother me. And you're opening that up to a community rather than just a bunch of people living in the same place.
Exactly. And we also have a feeling as landowners that we are land lovers, and we love this island of Manhattan that we own few pieces of, and we want to make the cityscape and the cultural scape of this island of ours into a more alluring, enticing, and fabulous place to live and to visit.
Well, you certainly made New York more appealing to me to visit than I have thought about it in the past. I'm glad I met you. Tell me about the milestones that Stonehenge has hit in 2013.
Well, I will be speaking about the milestones of really being a stronger part of the Manhattan landscape, as I mentioned. Mm-hmm. And we do have a certain amount, we're all residential, rental, and our demographic is a young newcomer to New York. And we have dedicated ourselves to using some of our retail spaces to bringing art and participating in, art. New York is a mecca and capital for the art scene and the Chelsea art galleries and so on. And we discovered a lot of artists in our residential community. And when we met the Imagine group, who I know you'll be talking to, we met in 2013, and actually, I would say they're the cherry on our pie for 2013, in that they also have a community commitment, and they have great following and many appreciators, and our Stonehenge community loves being part of a successful artsy and cultural community, and we've just bonded, and we've given them a beautiful corner space on 6th Avenue, and they have surmounted our expectations to create a dynamic installation and environment.
I'll bet. Now, I want to talk about Imagine Gallery in just a second and what their collaboration is with you, but you are the creative director here for Stonehenge. Give us a little peek in the branding strategy in 2014. Open that up just for us.
Well, we do a lot of branding through our ambassadorship of our own tenants. Mm-hmm. So we don't put a lot of finances into typical advertising and branding. And when we invite a tenant into our community, we have a program, for example, called the Stonehenge Business Exchange, where if it behooves you to share with another 200 or 300 people living in your vertical community what you do, what's your product, what's your service, we will figure out how to give you a stage and share that with the other residents. And if we used to have 40 to 50 people a year from our residents actually picking up their phone and calling their landlord and saying, "Hey, can you help me?" Now, I want you to know that this does not happen in New York. People do not generally love their landlord, in New York at least.
They make movies about things like that.
Exactly, and our goal is to change that paradigm and have our tenants say, "We love our landlord. They help us. They expand our reach. They introduce us to important players in fields like ours." And we make that happen. And I would say percentage-wise, we now have a giant leap in the number of people who are getting it, that the landlord is a caretaker. It's a neighborhood and community contained in this container of a vertical structure, and that there's a lot to be gained by interacting and creating connective tissue between the residents and with the landlord.
Well, you've moved it from the rent collector to the commerce creator. That is tremendous.
It's a small town mentality that we're just doing basic things, family and friends, take care of your own. And if you write us a check every month, what can we do for you? And it doesn't cost us money. It's really caring for and nurturing the community and bringing it back and releasing people from this inhibiting factor of closed door policy and really creating this open door flow.
That's very commendable. Now, we've got about 2 minutes left in the segment. Now, Imagine Gallery collaboration, and you've got a special guest coming up after this segment, Peter Ruprecht. So walk me through that. What are we going to experience next?
Well, we opened up a new retail corridor. There was no retail in this particular building on 15th Street and 6th, the whole block to 16th Street. And we happened to go to a gallery, and we saw some images that we were very responded to. It was like aspirational and the kind of art that we thought our residents would relate to. And then we met Peter and Shannon and Yarrow, these three great artists in all different medias. And then when they shared that they, too, are not into the Chelsea or Soho or Art Basel or Armory art show, but they want to be with the people. They want to meet the people. They don't want to go the commercial, traditional way. And we started relating our aspirations and missions, and we were just so harmoniously placed that we said, we want to give you this space. We think you're going to make New York a better place. We think that you're going to help speak about Stonehenge as a caretaker and as somebody who cares about this land and all of the city, not just what's ours. And then we gave them the gallery and the space, and they transformed it and have enticed so many of our residents to meet so many of their friends and their people, and beautiful connections have been made, and they have done programming, which has been so interesting. And I really recommend that, people who are living in New York will participate. It's all free, and it's just the bounty of New York they're sharing, and we're thrilled to be part of it and co-sponsors of it.
Michael, I wish more people had your mentality about your business. It's just highly commendable. We've got to go now, but before we go, please, your contact information for any of our people in Dallas or listening online that want to come visit you and see what you're all about.
Well, we would be happy, and I would be happy to speak to anyone. My contact information is M. Stern at StonehengeNYC.com. Our website is StonehengeNYC.com. And really anyone who's moving here and wants to be part of a vibrant, supportive community should really recommend living and renting an apartment in Stonehenge.
Yeah, my Matt Bird, who introduced us, has been threatening to drag me to New York, and if he does, I'm going to have to come up and say hi and see what you're all about.
I would love to. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Michael. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes. Bye-bye.
All right. That was Michael Stern, Creative Director, Stonehenge, StonehengeNYC.com. All right, coming, and special thanks to Monk Media and 1-800-PublicRelations.com for all their PR and media support. Up next, Peter Ruprecht, CEO, Ruprecht Studios. If you haven't seen this guy's art, you're really missing it. He's amazing stuff. All right, we'll be right back on the other side of this break.